And this edition, agreement with Djibouti said key for Ethiopia. Trump and Buhari discuss various issues. Hello and welcome. This is OBN Voice for the People. I'm Anwar Kali with the news. Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has visited different places in Benishangul Gumuz regional state, including the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Prime Minister Abiy and Deputy Prime Minister Demeke Mekonnen have warmly been welcomed in Asosa town. Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has delivered a speech to the public at Asosa Stadium, where he appreciated natural resources of the region. The Premier called on the public to further strengthen unity of the country than any other time. ABC reported. Government Communication Affairs Office said Ethiopia would benefit from the agreement reached with Djibouti on taking the shareholder position of the Port Djibouti. Fukadu Burhanu at the story.
Ethiopia's Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed paid his first foreign visit to Djibouti last Saturday. During his visit, the Premier and President Ismail Omar Guelleh of Djibouti agreed to partner in port development, agriculture, road and other key projects, including infrastructure development shareholder agreement.
I am appealing to Your Excellency, assuming your port as if we are using Djiboutian port, we are asking to have our own shareholder, to say our port, not Djiboutian only. From our side, we are inviting you to choose any public, big, historic institutions like Ethiopian Airlines or telecommunication to have your own share. Let's expand our relationship to the next level. Let's say that's our telecom, this is our port. Let's defend it together. Let's invest together. Let's intermingle and connect our people together. Then the enemy will take great lesson out of it.
Head of the Ethiopian Government Communication Affairs Office, Ahmad Shide, said both countries would benefit from the agreement.
ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትራችን ዶክተር አብይ አህመድ እና የክቡር እስማኤል ኦመር ጌሌ በመሩት የጋራ ኮሚሽንም ይሄንን የጠበቀ ትስስር ወደ አዲስና ላቀ ምዕራፍ ለማሸጋገር የሚያስችል
The agreement reached between the two leaders is a new step forward in the relation between the two countries. Infrastructure development agreement would help Ethiopia to obtain share in Djibouti port and to have saying on decision of payment for port fees. Similarly, the agreement would also allow Djibouti to have ownership in preferred Ethiopia's public enterprises.
He said the agreement would be implemented in a way ensuring the benefit of the two countries as well as based on capital, trade volume and profits of the companies. The two countries have formed a joint ministerial committee for the implementation of the agreement, he added. The committee tasked to conclude a study regarding the agreement is in not more than a year, he said. Preferred infrastructures for Djibouti's participation in Ethiopia will be decided after a study. Huge diplomatic gains were made from the visit, he said, adding the agreement reached between the two leaders is a step forward in the relation between the two countries.
The first trip, official trip for the Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed to visit foreign country, Djibouti. Basically, they share common culture, language, whatever, the two countries. It is very recent phenomena for modern Ethiopian train to give a commercial operation. And some 2 months ago, the Ethiopia-Djibouti Railway, and that cheered passengers. They enjoyed well. Olma Baina tells us the details about it.
Ethiopian Railway Corporation announces that it is ready to enhance domestic constructors' participation in railway construction projects. Public Relations Directorate Director at Ethiopian Railway Corporation, Dereje Tefera, said the country has been making a significant effort in railway construction. Dereje underscored that the government has been striving to expand railway services so as to strengthen the economic capacity of the country in the second GTP, adding the government has been working to minimize the foreign currency expenditure by participating in domestic constructors. He noticed that limitations that have been seen in railway construction so far are also given attention to be solved soon.
The country has been planning to enhance and fasten railway construction in the coming years. We have planned to construct more than 5,000 kilometers of railway. We will also work to use our own manpower. In doing so, we can sustain our development.
Daraja said Mojo to Awasa and Awasa to Moyale railway projects are planned to be completed in the second GTP, in which domestic investors will be participating in it.
We have been designing and planning to expand railway construction in the second GTP. For instance, Mojo to Awasa and Awasa to Moyale, as well as Sabata to Ambo, Ambo to Jimma are also included in our plan.
Ethiopia got its first railway in 1917 from Djibouti to Finfinne, which was constructed by a company called Shemen Defa, and more than a century, of course. Director of the Ethiopian Chemicals and Construction Input Industry Development Institute, Dayasa Leta, said Ethiopia has suitable opportunity to reach the middle-income economies of the world. Olma Bain again tells us more.
Deputy Director General of Federal Institute of Chemical and Construction Input Industry Development, Engineer Dayasa Leta, briefed OBN in an exclusive interview concerning industrial transformation and public benefits from the industry in the country. Dayasa said the government has been striving to enhance the product and productivity of industry so as to fasten the industrial revolution.
One of the major missions of our institute is producing inputs for the industry. Therefore, the most significant input for agriculture is fertilizer. We have been importing fertilizer till now, but now we have been working to change this situation. That is why Yayu industry has been built.
He also says the government has been working to transform the agricultural sector to industry in the third GTP.
To replace the agricultural revolution with that of industrial revolution, we have been working based on plans. To do so, we have to be based on two things. The first one is modernizing the agriculture sector and increasing its import. The second one is awareing farmers to use the imports effectively and wisely.
Dayasa also underscored that community should be benefited from industries around them.
The major thing in all our development is not only bringing the needed development. The pillar is increasing the benefit and participation of the community.
Dayasa noticed that the government is ready to correct the limitations that were seen so far in order to bring sustainable development. He also stressed that industry should support the communities through developing various infrastructures like health center, water, and the others.
Awareness-raising training has been offered to police, that are traffic police, and transport professionals drawn from different parts of Oromia regional state on the use of modern technologies to modernize the transport sector. Fukadu Burhanu at the
Data gained from the Oromia Transport Authority shows more than 3,000 traffic accidents happened in the past 9 months. Similarly, because of the accidents, the life of more than 1,000 people have passed away. To minimize the increasing traffic accidents from time to time, the Oromia Transport Authority has been working to control traffic accidents through short message service SMS. Director of Supplying Transport Service Directorate with the Oromia Transport Authority, Gabayo Wake, said the new technology is different from that of old system and it can play a great role in minimizing the accident.
We can implement rules and regulations of the authority by using technology. We can also modernize our service through this technology. Another important of this technology is that it can collect different information of different places with short period of time on one server. Therefore, it is very important for general controlling.
The authority has given training for traffic experts on how to use the new technology in order to implement rules and regulations. Some trainers suggest that they are ready to serve their community properly by using the new technology in order to minimize traffic accidents.
As traffic expert, I am ready to implement the technology because the accident has been damaging properties and human lives. I hope we will minimize these harms if we use it in the right way.
Head of GovTech Social ICT Solution Private Limited Company, Social Bayena, for his part, underscored that the system has been working in Amhara, Tigray, and the southern nation nationalities and peoples regions, adding that it brought a great success in the regions.
Welcome back. Now to the news from America. President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria and President Trump of the United States have discussed various issues at the White House of the United States. And there they discussed issues including the talks that he said months ago that Africans and developing countries are shitholes. The US President Donald Trump reported disparaging of African countries did not come up in his talks with Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari. The two leaders said Muhammadu Buhari sidestepped a reporter's question about Trump's alleged use of the term to describe certain developing nations. In their White House news conference, Mr. Trump added, quote, "We did not discuss it." The Nigerian was the first sub-Saharan African leader to be invited for the talks with the Trump administration. The White House recently sold 12 counter-insurgency aircraft worth $496 million to Nigeria to help in its fight against Boko Haram jihadist insurgents. The U.S. previously refused to sell military aircraft to Nigeria, citing human rights concerns. Mr. Trump said he hoped that the Nigerian authorities would, quote, "protect innocent civilians of all faiths, including Muslims and Christians. Fighting terrorism is a priority for both administrations." Mr. Trump also said he hoped Nigeria would remove trade barriers to allow imports of American agricultural produce. The BBC reported. You have been watching OBN with me, Anwar Khalil. Thanks for watching. Have a good time. Bye-bye.